12 most amazing recent artifacts finds. The 21st century has locked us in the mindset of moving forward in the future faster than we ever imagined. But there are some valuable cultural memories dating back to ages that should not be left undetected, because those memories in the form of artifacts are valuable even today in the 21st century. And in this video, we will show you the 12 most amazing recent artifacts discoveries that, though dates back hundreds or thousands of years, but still hold cultural value. Year 1066 holds a very significant period because it marked the end of an existing king called King Harald II and the rise of the Norman conquest led by William the King. At that time, handmade coins designed with the face of the ruling king were considered as currency. But when a couple found 2,528 silver coins dating back to this period in Chew Valley, England, it astounded them more than they could have imagined. Out of those coins, 1,236 coins have the face of King Harald II, and the rest of the coins consist of the face of William the King. Their smart way of training their friends to use their metal detectors during weekend trips finally paid off. Although it is still to be declared a treasure by government authority, we hope it soon finds its secured place in British Museum. The next discovery is 1900 years old, when the Roman Empire buried a bronze oil lamp under the foundations of a building after destroying Jerusalem. The archaeologists of Jerusalem, backed by Israel's Antique Authority, were shocked to find this lamp hiding beneath an ancient building in Jerusalem. According to them, this lamp was buried to bring luck to the city that existed during the Roman Empire. The lamp's importance can be linked to the Siloam pool that was the primary source of water during that time. Surprisingly, the lamp is still intact with some oil residue in it. That's thanks to Israel's Antique Authority, who are keeping this marvelous artifact safe. Why do we see beautiful women wearing a unique flower on their hairs, which adds more beauty to their look? But seeing a woman wearing a gold spiral in the modern century is very rare and surprising. But it is more surprising when a 3,800-year-old gold ornament belonging to a 20-year-old woman was probably used for hair decoration, which is discovered by an archaeologist named Reiko Kraus from the University of Tübingen, Germany. According to experts, the woman had high social status during her time. After testing the radiocarbon dating on the woman's remains, it was found that she died around 1850 BC and 1700 BC. Another surprising fact to notice is that there was no evidence of any injury or disease which could have killed her. This made experts clueless in finding out the reason for her death. After checking the chemical ingredients of the gold, it was found to be made of natural gold, which according to experts may have come from the Carnon River in England. This fact was also linked to the events that happened around the first half of the 2nd century BC, when Britain and France gained massive power in Central Europe, and the gold may have been sourced from England through the trading route that existed for thousands of years. 2,000 years ago, the City of the Gods, also known as Teotihuacan, existed, which comprised of a population of 2 lakh people. But the most answered question till now is how the entire population of the city wiped out without a trace. Until recently, when archaeologists found a green mask hinting towards the nature of the people that existed in the City of the Gods, the discovery was made in the largest building of Teotihuacan called Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico. The Pyramid of the Sun has become an archaeological hub for archaeologists around the world because of the surprising treasures it has managed to provide, like clay pottery, animal bones, 3 serpentine human figurines. But the finding of this unique green mask was the most astonishing discovery by archaeologists. As the mask was found at the lower level of the pyramid, according to experts, it was placed there as a symbol to mark the inauguration of the pyramid. The experts also said that after the city was abandoned, Aztecs came and named it Pyramid of the Sun, but who named it Teotihuacan is still unknown. 1600 years ago, when swords were considered as one of the most dangerous weapons, it gave birth to an amazing tradition called pagan ritual. This means every sword has its own spirit, and when the soldier who owns the sword dies, the sword must be bent in half so the spirit can be released and can collaborate with its owner. When the constructors were preparing to build a subway track in the northern Greek city of Thessaloniki, they had no idea what they were about to discover. The confused constructors, after finding a grave, called the authorities, and when the archaeologists dug deeper, they were astounded with the discovery. It was extremely rare for archaeologists to find an example of a bent-over sword in 21st century of a Roman soldier. The experts also said the soldier was a high-ranking officer of the Roman army, because this kind of sword was only used by the soldiers who were allowed to use the horse in the battle. This unique and precious discovery forced the government to name the building of the location as Sintravani Basilica, and also naming the metro station as Sintravani. Recently, in Acernia, a medieval wall was damaged because of the heavy rain. The municipality of Acernia called the archaeologist, Francesco Giancola, to restore the wall to its original form. But what Francesco was about to discover was even beyond his dreams. As he was digging the wall, he found the wall changing its colour. He immediately called the authorities, the Cultural Heritage Ministry, and the mayor. It was the 2,000-year-old 13.7-inch marble head of Rome's first emperor Augustus. The marble was made from a unique Lungiana marble, which was used by a famous Italian artist of his time, Michelangelo. Isernia during ancient times was called Acernia, which was home to Italian people, Samnites. But during World War II it was destroyed and then rebuilt. The tracing of his artistic head goes back to 20 BC and 10 AD. Even then the colleagues of Francesco cried after discovering this art. The experts also said that Augustus built a strong empire that connected the UK to Egypt, and on his deathbed he proudly said, "Found Rome, built of bricks, and left it marble." Thankfully, it would now rest in Santa Maria della Museum. We all have our unique way of offering to impress the gods. Some like to pray, some like to gift their most precious things as an appreciation to gods for fulfilling our wish. But what ancient people used to offer to impress gods is one of the unsolved mysteries. Until recently, when a 3,000-year-old small bull statue was discovered after heavy rain near the Temple of Zeus in Olympia. Due to heavy rain, the horns of the statue coming out of the soil caught the attention of the team of the Ministry of Culture and the Ambassador of Antiques of Lear. After conducting a deep study of the statue at the workshop, archaeologists were astonished to discover that the bronze bull was part of the thousands of offerings dedicated to Zeus in Olympia during 1050 to 700 BC. The experts said that as the bull played a significant role in the survival and civilization of human beings through thousands of years, people of that time considered it as one of the precious offerings to worship the gods and show their appreciation. The most surprising fact was that despite the burn marks that showed the bull statue as part of an offering to Zeus, it was still intact. We all love visiting the beach. The sound of simultaneous waves and a clear, shiny look of the beach always mesmerizes us. But for Cornick, a metal detector enthusiast, visiting the beach to solve unsolved mysteries was part of his life. But recently, his metal detector discovered an artifact which he never dreamt of in his whole life. The artifact was buried 15 to 18 inches deep, point down at the beach of Gorey, Jersey. When he made some effort and took out the artifact, which made a sucking sound, it was a 3,000 years old, rare and intact metal spearhead. At that time, as Cornick was not aware of the value of the spearhead, he simply threw the artifact in his bag and started searching for other things. But when he showed this to museum conservator Neil Mayer, he said he had never seen anything like this. After running the carbon dating on the artifact, it dated back to 12,007 to 1004 BC. The most surprising fact of this artifact is that it was completely intact and is very rare to find in Great Britain. Thanks to the Jersey Museum and Art Gallery, the artifact is now ready to display after the coronavirus lockdown rules eases down. In Indian culture, Vishnu or Krishna is considered the most powerful and worshipped god of all time. The teachings in the book of Bhagavad Gita are considered direct wording from Vishnu as guidelines for humanity to live a peaceful life. Vishnu or Krishna is also known for being present in many human forms to bring peace into society and destroy evil. Recently, when the workers under the direction of archaeologist T. Murugeshi extracted 18 feet of sand in Sakalsfur near Hemavathi River of Karnataka, they immediately ran away from the spot out of fear after finding a statue and informed authorities about it. When archaeologists solved the mystery, it was found out to be a 4.5-foot Vishnumurthy sculpture dating back to the 12th century AD. After finding the identity of the sculpture, the villagers cleaned the statue completely and performed puja. The sculpture consists of a headdress, earrings, nice eyebrows, nose and lips. According to T. Murugeshi, it will be kept in the Archaeology Museum of the MSRS College of Karnataka. One of the greatest philosophers in the history of mankind is Aristotle, whose teaching in different areas of life are even followed today by the countries around the world. And anything related to his life would give an idea of the kind of life that existed in his time. For geology professor Nicholas Zouros, it was the biggest day of his life when constructors noticed a tiny branch while making a way for the development of a 20-kilometer long highway connecting Sigri with Koloni in Lesbos, Greece. They immediately stopped the construction, and when they dug deeper, they found a 62-foot-long tree that belonged to the ecosystem or environment when Aristotle was conducting his zoological studies in Lesbos. That became a biological thought marvel for the next 2,000 years. The most surprising part of the tree was that it had roots, branches, and even leaves. Experts also said that studying the tree deeply would give us complete knowledge of the environment that existed at the time and how climate change affects the environment, thanks to Nicholas, who made the tree part of an open-air museum. The ancient humans lacked the tools we have today, but they were smart enough to survive every weather and knew how to hunt for a living. But when was the first time they started developing a tool that will improve their lives, and what they used it for? Till now, the archaeologist had a vivid vision about it, but it all became clear when a group of Israel archaeologists discovered a 350,000 years old sharp rubbing tool in Tabun Cave of Mount Carmel, Israel. For 90 years, Tabun Cave, being the UNESCO World Heritage Site, has given astonishing discoveries on human evolution, but this time it surprised them beyond their imagination. The sharp rubbing tool hints that hominins, a type of ancient humans, used to create various materials through the process of rubbing. And the most surprising fact of the tool is that it is 150,000 years older than the rubbing tools we know till now in entire human civilization. What they used to produce with this tool is still unknown, but whatever they created was in the advancement of their environmental resources. We hope the tool is in safe hands now because the research work of Mount Carmel is backed by Israel Science Foundation. If you look at the Google map, you will find the sea level gap between the UK and Europe, but 8,200 years ago it was connected through land, and that land was called Doggerland. The surprising fact about the ice-aged humans of Doggerland was that they used to create sharp weapons from human bones as a symbol of good luck and to sharpen their hunting skills. But due to a massive underwater landslide followed by a huge tsunami, the whole Doggerland was submerged into the sea, leaving without a single trace the kind of life that existed in it and separated the UK from Europe. Until recently, when hundreds of sharp points were brought forward by the sea in Netherlands. When geologists figured out the history of these unique artifacts, they were astonished to find that it belonged to the people that lived in Doggerland between 5,300 to 7,500 BC. The scientists of the Leiden University of Netherlands were surprised to notice the sharp arrow weapons made of human bones. The scientists also said that they used human bones as a form of their cultural beliefs. I hope you liked this video. For more amazing videos like this, please subscribe to our channel and stay updated about our latest videos by pressing that bell button. Thank you for watching.